Hello, San Francisco, and welcome once again to the Angelic Troublemakers. I'm your host, Alan Jones, and on today's program, impeachment. Before I get into my program today, I would just like to say that there's going to be a slight transition in the new year. I'm excited about the new things that I see coming up far as this program and other initiatives that I have. But I'd like to remind people what the Angelic Troublemakers is all about. I honestly believe that real social change can happen without all of the nonsense that goes with today's um, activism. I don't think that you need to go into the streets, lay down in front of muni buses, or stop traffic, turn over cars, do graffiti, and all kinds of storming buildings to get your point across. I honestly believe that we can have social change without the violence and uh, havoc that many people feel the need to employ. Now, I know in other countries, you hear like what's going on in Japan. It's a sad situation, and I support Hong Kong and the things that are going on in other areas. These people are upset, and they taken to the streets, and they're doing all kind of destruction, and they just want to be free. And they don't want the tyranny of, in this case, China, and they're rising up against it. Well, as far as the angelic troublemakers is concerned, I have a warning. And because I came up with the term angelic troublemakers from an old civil rights great by the name of Bayard Rustin, who coined the phrase when he said that communities need more angelic troublemakers to get into the the wheels of what makes things turn in the country and stop it without all of the uh, destruction. And so I believe that we can do that, and we need that ever so now than we did before. Now, as far as the impeachment is concerned, I must say that I am fascinated by the impeachment proceedings that have been going on for the last few months uh, against our president. And the caution that I have is the fact that this is going to get real ugly. Now, the Republicans are saying some stuff that I think is really dangerous, and they're being deniers and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, self serving reason, in my opinion, but the fact that this country is going to impeach our president. Now, what does impeachment mean? To impeach is to investigate. And as we have investigated the situation dealing with our president's uh, conduct while in office, that he's made many impeachable offenses. Now, for the Republicans who believe that he has done some things that are questionable, they're saying that it has not risen to the level of impeachment or being tossed out of office. Well, I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because if you look at the pattern of his conduct, the only way you're going to stop it is to get rid of him. Because this is an individual who will not be stopped uh, any other way. He has gotten away with this, that. And at his age, I think he's 73 years old, it's not like he's going to learn a lesson. Shaking of the hand from Nancy Pelosi or something like that. It ain't going to happen. He's got these sycophants, and then he's got these people who are scared of him, scared to say one bad thing for how they feel that he'll treat them. And so he got all of these people around, and it's making for a really ugly situation. But the fact of the matter is this impeachment is going to happen. And it's going to probably be voted on before Christmas, which means we're going to have a trial, Senate trial, in the month of January for our president to see whether he has done something so egregious he needs to be tossed out of office. Now, I understand both sides are dug in. The Democrats say he needs to be tossed out of office. The Republicans say he did something, but no, there's no proof. Well, quite frankly, I am an embarrassed Republican because the evidence is so clear that he has done something wrong. For the Republicans to take the stance that they are and to defend this particular individual, it would be tantamount to me defending what's that, Epstein, whatever, Jeffrey Epstein and his conduct. So the things that people know are wrong with this president, for them to stand by him for whatever reason, this is not going to end well. I know that this country is divided already. And the Republicans are saying, well, you're going to divide the country with this impeachment. The country's already divided. You can't divide the country anymore. It is that divided. 50% this way, 50% that way. I'll even go 49, and 2 somewhere, all confused. But the fact is, this country is divided, and the impeachment, if we do not toss this president, Donald J. Trump, out of office, it'll be open season for everyone in Congress to take money and bribes from foreign countries just to help up their political status. And when they're caught, well, look at what Trump did. Can you really think that this is going to end well if we allow him to get away with it? It's not. And I'm very nervous. The evidence that it has been presented, if I can just start with the 4 professors who testified this week alone, they were all in agreement that something wasn't right. But the 3 professors that the Democrats had and the one professor that the Republicans had testified, they really showed this is ugly because some things are real clear. And for people to know that something is real clear, it's just think of how annoyed you are when you know your little child stole a candy. You saw the child steal candy, and that child will defend, no, I didn't. I didn't take it. I didn't do it. I didn't. And you know good and well they did wrong. You saw it with your own eyes. And that person still denies that they did anything wrong. Well, that's exactly what the Republicans are doing. And because they're doing that, I'm saying that this is going to end so tragically, not for the Republicans, but for America. And because America is in a situation where we don't have the courage to stand up to the president of the United States and say no, this we can't do this. I'm not about this. Things are gonna look ugly because another person's gonna do it, another person's gonna do it, and another person's gonna do it, and they too might not get away with it, as this president did not get away with it. He was caught. And so, because he was caught, we can say all the excuses we can on how, well, it wasn't that bad. We can come up with all of it wasn't that bad. But it was that bad. And the fact that we are allowing ourselves to go down this road, I must admit, I am upset with some of the Democrats. Why? Because the way they're accusing the president, they're not accusing their colleagues on the other side. They need to put the evidence in a way that embarrasses the Republicans. Because I'm telling you, for the Republicans to be defending an adversary like Russia over our own democracy, that don't make any sense. And I'm saying that this is ugly. And if it's ugly, I don't even think an angelic troublemaker is going to be able to fix this. Because the problems that will result in a not guilty verdict for the president is going to send a whole bunch of people into the streets, and there's going to be a whole lot of violence, people demanding justice, because people aren't that stupid. We know the president of the United States tried to extort or bribe a small country for his own political gain. And the fact that all of the Republicans are saying no, 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 and they're vowing to the end to keep this president in office, the Democrats aren't going to stand by. And I'm not talking about the Democrats in office. I'm talking about people are not going to just stand by and just allow all of this to happen. They're going to start burning uh, anything that has a Republican symbol on it. It's gonna get ugly. And I'm saying because this impeachment uh, is gonna get ugly, we're gonna have to really come together and find out, well, what are we gonna do now? This is a warning. It is a warning that we need to, and I mean Republicans, need to think, just think how you are claiming, we won, we didn't get the president tossed out of office. Do you honestly think the rest of America is going to just sit back and say, we won and they won, let's just move on to the next election? No. I know I myself, the angelic troublemaker, as peaceful as I am, I'm not going to do anything. But not everybody has the peace that I have. And I'm saying that people are going to go into the streets. So the Republicans are in a real dumb situation because they will refuse to stand up to this president and tell him your behavior is unacceptable. They are going to have to face a real angry America. And I'm saying, yes, you're going to see the National Guard, police, everything is going to be called out because this situation is not going to end well just because the Republicans decided, no, we're not going to toss out this president. His conduct is unacceptable. And they're playing a real dumb game of, no, I didn't see anything wrong here. I didn't see anything wrong. But when it comes down to it, they're going to have to face a real angry America. And I'm saying, what are we going to do when President Trump, gets to claim victory? Because then he's going to be able to send out the forces to stop the crowds of haters. And when I say haters, I understand that people hate this president. I'm not one of them. I'm like Nancy Pelosi from the fact that I don't hate anybody. And her situation yesterday, a couple of days ago, where she put a reporter in check when he attempted to slickly accuse her of hating the president. She let him know where it is. But admittedly, there are some people who hate this president. And because they hate him, they are not going to just sit back and take it. Just look at the people in Hong Kong. When the situation in Hong Kong got out of control, if I'm not claiming to know what's going on in Hong Kong, but the Chinese government wanted to pull a fast one on them. And because they're under Chinese rule, they wanted the people of Hong Kong, if somebody did something, they'll be extradited or to mainland China for prosecution and whatever. And the people of Hong Kong say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We still have some rights here, and we're not giving this one up. And what it is all of the millions of people that went fighting and doing all of the destruction that they are doing is because They said, no, we ain't going for that. And I'm saying that the same thing's going to happen here because this situation with the President of the United States uh, being propped up by the Republican Party when we know that he's basically a criminal in office. And let me say this. Take the Colin Kaepernick situation. He's been vilified because the only thing he did was he took a knee. He took a knee because of the fact that he thought it was unacceptable that the police brutality was going unchecked in many cases, too many cases. So you get all upset at Colin Kaepernick and you won't even let him play in the NFL anymore because he took a knee. But then you have a president of the United States who is doing all kinds of scandalous criminal actions, and you won't take a knee for him against his actions? Give me a break. What is that? That's saying that the same thing that Colin Kaepernick said, no, I am not going to just stay silent on police getting away with an awful lot of crimes. The Republicans are saying, I'm going to stay silent and let the president get away with all of his crimes. It don't make sense, people. And because it does not make sense, and there's some people who just will not take it, I'm saying that there's going to be an awful lot of trouble. And there's been 2 shootings on military bases this week. And when you really look at it, what causes people to go off the handle? Their minds can only handle so much. And because they can only handle so much, and you refuse to listen, people, they just go off and do what everybody will eventually notice. And I'm saying that it is the height of stupidity that the Republicans are so blinded by their loyalty to this president. All hell's gonna break loose after the trial of Donald J. Trump. That's what I'm saying. We are not going to see real rest with Donald J. Trump not only being acquitted in a Senate trial, but for him to gloat as if I got away with it and then go on and try and cruise to another election with his scandalous ways. I'm telling you, people, people are not that stupid. I have created something, and where it gives more power to the people, it is because I trust people. But our government doesn't. I mean, trust you as far as voting. Use you left and right. But they don't trust you. And I'm saying that because of the government of the United States being used by this president And everybody knows that this is not right. I am saying don't be surprised when Donald J. Trump's acquittal, and it will happen. He will be acquitted. Why? There's too many cowards on the Republicans who will not vote to toss him out of office. But for that to happen, the Republicans are doubly stupid who are in the of these elected officials in our government. They are doubly stupid because they think that not only are they going to keep this president in office, they're going to keep peace in the communities. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No matter how many times you think you got away with something, I can guarantee you, it's that one time. And this one time is my warning to the people who are not pushing the impeachment, but those who are resisting impeachment. I mean, the Republicans, I mean, the list is long. They call him Moscow Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows. I mean, I know there's a few of them. They have this mug. No, they just hate this president, and we're not going to let them do what he's going to do. It's bigger than that. And because it's bigger than all of that, I'm saying check yourself. You know in your heart what the President of the United States has done is wrong. Check yourself again. You know in your heart you are saying to America, America, you are too stupid. You are going to stay silent after we acquit this criminal. I'm saying that we have got to understand something. This impeachment is serious. It's very serious. And I say that there will be an answer one way or the other. You either toss out this president and deal with the consequences, or you keep this president and deal with bigger consequences. The fact of the matter is Donald J. Trump is not good for this country, and he's embarrassing us all over the world. And for this Senate and House of Representatives to be so behind him, I'm saying it's a danger of stupidity. We are going to be in a turmoil because the stupidity of one party, not the Democrats, the stupidity of the Republicans to say we are going to stick with this president. It's just like me sticking with another great criminal, Charles Manson. If I was to run around bragging about how I was close to Charles Manson, people would not want to be associated with me. But I'm saying to you, Donald J. Trump is more dangerous to America than the late Charles Manson. I know you don't believe me, but you're going to find out soon. Why? Because the cowardice of the Republican Party is going to make me say, in a childish way, I told you so. Until next time.